Speaker. My question is to the Premier. Speaker, everything old is new again. Just over 10 years ago, the official opposition discovered that the government had been using code words to cover up misconduct. That was the Liberal government, and they were found to be using the term Project Vapor, Speaker, as code for their gas plant cover-up. Now we know that the current government also used code terms like G-Star and Special Project to cover their tracks on the Greenbelt grab. So my question to the Premier is Special Project G-Star this government's Project Vapor?
Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing.
Mr. Speaker, I think the Integrity Commissioner has addressed that, and I think I've addressed that on a number of occasions in the House.
The supplementary question.
Okay. Thank you, Speaker. The Integrity Commissioner said Ryan Amato identified Patrick Sackville, who is now the Premier's current Chief of Staff, as the decision-maker in the Premier's office for the Greenbelt, quote, special project. We have emails with special project in the subject line sent between Mr. Amato and Mr. Sackville, and it is clearly the $8 billion Greenbelt scheme. They sent emails with details about the scheme, like removal criteria, Speaker, but they never actually say the words Greenbelt. So my question to the Premier again, I think the people of Ontario would deserve a response from the Premier himself. Did anyone in the Premier's office direct that government officials avoid or destroy any paper trail that could expose their Greenbelt discussions?
Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing.
Again, Mr. Speaker, I think the Integrity Commissioner has addressed that, as has the Auditor General, and I've answered that question on a number of occasions in the House.
The final supplementary.
Well, Speaker, I understand why the government doesn't want to address these questions, but the people of Ontario deserve answers. It's a question of integrity. It's a question of accountability. The use of code terms is evidence of intent to conceal. Someone was trying to cover their tracks, and that's not all. The Auditor General found that political staffers were not just deleting emails related to the Greenbelt, they were also using their own personal emails to avoid detection. The Premier himself conducts government business on his personal phone, but refuses to disclose his phone records as required by law. When the Liberal government got caught covering up a scandal during Project Vapor, someone went to jail, and guess what? It was the Premier's Chief of Staff.
Question.
Why is the Premier following the Liberal government down the same path of code words, cover-ups, and criminal investigations?
Members will please take their seats. Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Again, if the Leader of the Opposition has additional information that she would like to share with the Integrity Commissioner, I invite her to do so.